doing a coaching today. If you're interested in coaching, you can go to the Discord. At the top of my Discord, there's a thing that says like shop products, and you could buy it in there. If it's overpriced to you, then it is what it is. Kind of lower price than what it is in most video games for coaching. $100 VOD review. I do it on stream. If you want personal one-on-one VOD review, like off stream, because you don't want your stuff out there for whatever reason, that's fine. But we'd have to schedule that, and it would be $150. So let's get into this. We'll talk about it. Looks like we're coaching mid lane, and we're coaching Aphrodite. I don't know if we've had anyone play Afro for a coaching. Let's skip ahead, get in their game. And you're on the sticks. You're on the box. Wait, the box? The box. A box of sticks. Oh my goodness. Console gamers in 2024, they're rising. They're rising. This is what console looks like, yes. Why high-res doesn't let you customize your UI on console still? We'll probably never know. Maybe Smite 2 changes everything. I have no idea. Oh yeah, you can't pause in casuals, right? So this is ranked. Oh shoot, I thought you were playing Nua. Or not Nua, Aphrodite. Why did I think you were playing Aphrodite? Dude, I'm drunk. Sheesh. I actually enjoy... I think Nua can be so good in a game, but it's just very difficult to position on her. Miss JoJo is being coached. Everything good so far. That's a positive. No complaint. Okay. I'm not a fan of this. Let me jump back just because I didn't see it. Okay. All right. So I was almost a fan. Never start ward. This is unnecessary, and it actually sets you back pretty hard. And because you're going ward, you're going multi-pots, which is also bad. This should be 2 health, 1 mana. The 2 health is sustained in lane. If you can guarantee you won't get poked, you can go 1 health, 2 mana. But there's only a few gods that can guarantee that. So yeah, this start is never. Like, this isn't... There's no what if, there's no but, there's no how about. Never ever are you doing this. You do not need to ward in the mid lane. You know the jungler is going to come from the left, or from the duo side every time. If they don't come to the duo side, they have to come through the mid lane. So you'll see them. So you never ever do that. And I'm sure it might seem like something small, but it's not. You also are missing early wave clear because you went to put a ward down that you didn't need. And just like for reference, this ward is going to last 3 minutes, right? So it's probably never going to get used. You pretty much just wasted 50 gold. So at 3:30, it's gone. So we'll just see where they're at. See, like, you know, where positioning was and how everything goes by 3:30. But losing 50 gold for something like that just makes no sense. Oh my, okay, this is really bad. All right, we're gonna talk about this. So, first of all, when you are here, no, not here, sorry, here. Wait, is it here? Here. She backflips, right? Oh no, that's not even her backflip. I gotta go back farther. So you clear here. You have lane control, right? We're positive on it. You know your jungler's on this back camp, so that means their jungler should also be on their back camp 99% of the time, right? So we get a little bit farther. You turn and run away. I don't know why you're running here unless you're worried about the jungler. If you're worried about the jungler, that's perfectly fine. Backing off here is the smart thing to do. The problem is, it's like you realized, oh, he's tanking a full wave. I can play up. If you were going to do that, it needed to happen instantly. It can't be a realization. It needs to be a preemptive thought. You need to be like, okay, he's tanking the wave. I'm doing this. If he backflips, I'm doing this. If he does, you know, he runs at me, I'm doing this. Like, you have to be able to process your 3 options, you know, your different ways you're going to go here. So when you turn back around and you're like, his abilities are down, let me play aggro, you clearly don't want to use an ability, or you would have. So don't even hover here. If you aren't looking for a kill, this is irrelevant waste of time. The wave isn't here yet. You don't know where the jungler is. Also, your jungler is headed left, which means that jungler would be like right in this area right now based on just time. Like if you're like, okay, he ran here to here, then this guy ran here to here. Pretty realistic. Now you're in a really bad spot. You're also doing weird loop-de-loops where you should be running in a straight line. When you're trying to get out to your tower to get to safety, straight line. Luckily, this Erlang Shen he's smoking crack or something, and you should live. But you're way lower, and you're just in a spot you never should have been in. Now, you also don't have that health pot. So your HP is screwed for the whole early game here till you back. So those 2 decisions have ruined your early game. Not saying you lose the game off early game, but you've ruined a big portion of your game unless some crazy stuff happens, they misplay, or jungler makes a gank or something. You're getting baited heavily, so he's never gonna back here, because why would he back here? What could he possibly be doing with a back at 1 minute and 30 seconds? Nothing. He has no gold, he has full HP, he's good on mana, he has potions. Clear as day bait to just get you to try to stop his back. And if he's better, he kills you. If he's worse, you know, maybe you turn and do some crazy stuff. But now you automatically miss a creep, at least one, possibly 2, 3, or your jungler takes your wave because you're at lower MMR and you're completely screwed. I actually, okay, we need to talk about this. The idea of upgrading your beads is cool, but there's problems. Upgrading your beads this early, pretty bad. Dropping 300 early game gold into an active rather than your first item means you're set back 300 gold, which is potentially, you know, what, a minute of farming at that stage in the game. Maybe a minute in your build, maybe a minute and a half. So you're that far behind the other mid laner because you went for your active. The second problem, you just use beads. That cooldown that you're gaining from upgrading it only applies if it's already upgraded before you use it. So, oh, you also have health chalice. So you just dumped, like, your early game is botched. You've ruined your whole early game. You've ruined more than the early game. This should affect you on into the mid and late game. Don't buy health chalice. After like level, like the 10-minute mark, and even before then, you're probably never buying another health pot at that point anyway. It's just unnecessary. If you're getting poked that much, it means you're in a bad position. So yeah, you cannot drop 600 gold into something that isn't your first item. Very, very bad. No, beads upgrading themselves is not this is dumb, they upgrade themselves. That's actually wrong. If you were to upgrade your active right away, then that means you go for that 500 gold upgrade faster and sooner, and you get it earlier. So you spend 300 gold to save 500 gold, or to save, you basically save 200 gold instead of getting that tier 2 upgrade and then buying the tier 3, because the tier 3 can take forever if you're looking to buy it to have early beads because of their team comp. So yeah, never, just right now be like, all right, I'm never doing this again. It's that simple. You're never upgrading beads before your first item, or you're active in general. You're never buying health chalice. Just in mid, ADC, jungle, solo and support, you might see health chalices. It's just not as common as it used to be. But 3 damaging rolls, you're never buying health chalice. I mean, you can just watch back this VOD and have it all. But it's simple things. Like, so far we're 2 minutes in, and everything that's gone wrong is like just do the opposite. Just either don't do something or do the opposite. So you're not in a terrible spot. All right, we need to talk about how you're clearing the wave. So let me go back a little farther. Okay, so you know you're getting out cleared, right? This dude already has the wave basically dead. You need to make sure this 3 always hits the back creeps. Just wait, let him put auto these if you need to, and just wait till it's in range and he's far enough back. You don't want to play up at all. So first of all, you did good dodging that. But this is when you should still have your 3 up right here. You shouldn't have 3'd yet. You should have maybe autoed a couple times. You're waiting to be able to group and hit the whole wave. And then when you walk up, you want to make sure you hit the whole wave. Whenever you're clearing, it's early game. You can just 2 into a 3 to full clear really early because the melees have more HP. So having your 2 on the melees, hitting them, hitting the whole wave, you'll clear the wave earlier in the game if you do that than if you're just 3ing it. And then once you get to this point, you need to walk back the tower. Don't contest this guy. Don't let him do crazy shit. He's going to out damage you. He's a bluestone hunter. You are using all your abilities to clear. You're just not in a good matchup right this second because you're behind. You don't have your items. You don't have lane control.
Be careful.
Okay. Prio is clearing. I know you're trying to VGS to help. That's fine. It's good. But Prio, make sure you clear as fast as possible all the time. I would be wanting to, if I'm going to clear early, like I'm going to full commit to a clear on Nua, 1 the wave while you're walking up, Drop your 2 while you're walking up. Then as soon as you're in range, you can 3 the whole wave. You can turn and run away. Instead of this, throw my 3, then throw my 1, then throw my 2, and let me auto a bunch and stand here and potentially be in a bad spot. Use my 3 again. That's unnecessary. You're doing too much. Getting that wave is good though. He rotated, sick. Let him rotate. You getting that wave is important. No. So your abilities are up except for your 1 because you used it to move. You're not gonna pop your cooldown shard outside of a fight that you don't even know is happening for an ability that doesn't even really do anything for you. In reality, this rotation is just bad. It's too early. You do no damage. You're not level 5 yet. This is a rotation like if they're invading blue, you might make. But if it's a lane fight, they're already, you know, your dude's out the fight. It's over. You need to stay in lane and just farm. And it's okay to half rotate and just turn back around. Because like this is sketchy. You see their health low, but it's 3 of them. So they're actually, you know, you have to take on 250% health and now you're just dead. You never should have been there in the first place. And you never are walking in 1v3 on anybody. You max the 3 on Nua. There are very few gods that are good flankers that don't have crazy high mobility. So if you're playing a god with no mobility, you definitely are not flanking multiple people. Once again, all super easy stuff to fix. Rotations can be hard to decide on because you have to make the decision like, does this look good for me? Not, I need to save my team. It's, does this look good for me? Can I get kills? Can I get there before the fight's over? Will I lose farm doing this? An early game, a kill, unless it's first blood. First blood's different. If it's not first blood, a kill is not worth losing a wave. Yes, it'll be good to help your team. So if that's what you're valuing, that's fine. But if you lose a wave but get a kill, the wave still would have given you more gold and more XP. Because Smite. So yeah, you're clearing wrong every time. You need to just drop this 2 and clear. I don't even know what you're saving the 2 for. If it's in case somebody goes on you, I get it, but it's kind of early game. You have beads, your tower's 3 feet away. Just while you can't, when your 3 can't full clear, when your 1-3 can't full clear, you got to use that 2. You're taking too long to clear. Like, I'll just break this down. So you walk into a lane here. Ah, my ear is just. You walk into a lane here. Let's see. So let's say right. No. 426. You should insta clear this with your 2, and then 1, and then 3. Right? So it should be cleared. You're holding your 3 and doing weird shit. You should have thrown your 1 out, dropped your 2 already before walking, like as you're walking up. Once you're in range to hit the whole thing and hit your creeps, you 3. So like I said, it was 426 when you started this. We're already 4 seconds in and you haven't even really done half their health. 5 seconds, 6 seconds, 7 seconds, 8 seconds, 9 seconds, 10 seconds, 11 seconds, 12, 13, 14. I don't even think you've cleared yet. There's still 2 creeps. So we'll just chop it up to 15 seconds. 15 seconds to clear a wave is no, like just no. And part of that is because of you not having your tier 2 item because you bought 2 things you shouldn't have bought, but it's also the way you're clearing. You should be clearing that in 4 seconds tops, like maybe 3, and not 15. So think about that. If every wave takes you 15 seconds to clear, you have no window to actually play the game. Like we're 5 minutes in. If you've taken 15 seconds on every wave, you've spent like 3 minutes out of the last 5 minutes just clearing waves. Oh, you're maxing your 2. Yeah. No. You max your 3. 3, ult, 2, 1. Smite Source has the leveling order for all the gods. So please, even if you play God a lot, if you aren't like super experienced and so you already know for 100% what you're doing is right, you need to look. Just check. That's not just you. That's to everybody. This has happened so much. That Bastet last night leveled his 3 early, and put all his points into his 3 instead of his 1. That is horrible. That is dog shit. You're really just tossing the game. You can't clear the wave because of what you're doing. You can max 2 first on support wall. You gonna show show me? Tell me that's done. Okay. Also, you gotta respect that weave. If he ones it or twos it, it does extra. It blows up. You do not want to stand on these weaves if he's looking for it. Stay away from them. See, I didn't even. You're inting at that point. You gotta pay attention to that stuff. You probably don't play against Neath all the time, which is fine. But you're basically inting at that point. Don't like the Doom Orb here, which is what I think you bought, right? I don't think it's terrible, but you're going no cooldown on a god with a 2-minute ult, where your ult is your only safety. It's the only way to live longer in a team fight. Has to be cooldown in this slot. With this start, you're pretty much going Chronos Pendant. With the cooldown start, which is better because you're playing Nuwa, and Nuwa has no safety, so you want the respawn timeline. You would go Spear of Deso in a Thoth. You guys remember the Nuwa build that did a ton of damage with the ultimate? It had Soul Gem and something else in it. Was it Soul Gem, Ob Shard, Archmage? Oh, you Archmages. So yeah, I would go cooldown here. Chronos Pendant. Realistically, probably Spear. Now, honestly, maybe Chronos Pendant, Thoth, Pen, Soul Gem, Pen. Archmage is here. Only on Nuwa. You don't think it works anymore though? Yeah, it does. Why would Archmages not work? It would be even better now. Well, better is relative. You were trying to do Benny's build from the other night. That's fine. I mean, that's what you got to do because not a lot of people are playing Nuwa. Be very. It's hard for dude. It's so hard. I say this a lot. A lot of the top players that play the game for too much, like too long, they play thousands. Like Benny plays this game too much, like an unhealthy amount. He's gonna do weird stuff and like play around the fact that he's doing weird shit. Like he's gonna run a build and play a specific way to try to make that build work. So it sucks, but you kind of have to be able to analyze like, oh, this isn't a real game. He's kind of fucking around when you watch some of the streamers. If you go Pendulum, you don't go Chronos. And Soul Gem is nuts on her. I actually like the Soul Conduit because you go into Archmages, it procs on your ult. Soul Gem procs on your ult. Ob Shard procs on your ult. And there was something else. Okay, you walked over. Oh, that guy's bad. That Neath is terrible. You walked over a weave again. You have to be really careful with that. Good job using your ult just to live. Your beads weren't up, so that's fine. Honestly, it's really hard for you to play the game right now because you don't have your 3 leveled. Your 3 is on like a 5-second cooldown. So you just want to have that max so you actually can spam it. You can legit throw your 2 out, 3, and miss your 2, and then your 3 will come back up and you can stun him again. You'll have such a better game if you change your leveling order on your abilities, because I'm gonna be honest, you could clear a little faster, but you really wouldn't full clear because of what you're building.
Enemy ultimate down. Well done. I'm going for jungle buff.
Just keep in mind how much time wasted, like you have wasted right now, and how different the game is gonna feel as soon as you don't do this shit. You're gonna be playing a whole different video game, a different version of Smite. Whenever you're clearing, make sure you prio the big camp. It's okay to miss the small ones; they'll die anyway, because you're kind of screwed now because you try to hit everything. Just make sure you hit the big camp. Oh, Divine! Thank you, Katsumi. Yeah, Divine. If you're going for max damage, so realistically, you could go So this would be Archmages. This would be Chronos Pendant. This would be Divine. This would be Thoth. This would be Obshard, and this would be Soul Gem. It'd be lower on the pen, but your ult's guaranteed hitting the squishies. So you don't really need the pen as much because that's who you're focused on killing. I use 3, 1 on wave, then 2 to send minions to finish, then wander off. You can do that in like the middle stages of clearing. You can't do that early. Early, the creeps will just wipe your minions. Say the build again. Archmages, Chronos Pendant, Divine Ruin, Book of Thoth, Obshard, Soul Gem. The Book of Thoth could be another % pen item if you need it to be. It could be Rod. It could be Staff. I don't know if I'd like Staff that much, but Staff wouldn't be bad because it would be more cooldown, which would put you at cap. Have you seen Shogun? What do you mean? Like the item? Or are we talking about like a new movie or game or something? Take that. You can take that as a no. So you're 9 minutes in. You haven't even been able to leave your lane yet. The changes I told you, you're gonna be playing a whole other game. Also, you're not really looking to 1v1 and kill your mid laner. Straight up, in a ranked game, you're looking to clear your wave and go hit the side lanes. You're trying to gank the side lanes, you know, make some action on the side lanes, or just get neutral farm. No, I've never even heard of this show. Yeah, I could join a call with Miss JoJo if she wants to. I'm not trying to put anyone under like unnecessary pressure or stress. Like, she could even message. She could literally watch now. She's here. She could watch it later and send me messages, and I'll like, I'm down to like answer questions for forever. You just keep asking, bro. I have like 80 open DMs on Discord of people that just ask me, "Oh my gosh, you gotta stop doing that." Oh no. You gotta stop. You should have learned the first time. We're like 6 times in where you're just eating weaves. Miss Jojo, what is your sensitivity? Your controller sense. Elo Hell signups are in my Twitch stream on Elo Hell nights. Like, that's the only time you can sign up. You can't sign up in between. I clear everything before I start stream, or right when I start stream on those nights. Is Nua worth playing? I don't think she's terrible. I think she's hard to play because of positioning. I also think she's easy to play because you can one from the tower and clear, and you can press alt and be relevant. So you're pretty much always relevant as long as you're using your brain. These deaths are just you not clearing correctly. I'm gonna be honest. Just you gotta clear the way I've told you and just leave and you'll be fine. So we're not gonna harp on them very much. I honestly think you might be over warding too. We'll see at the end of the game how many wards you have. But I feel like another 2 wards this early, especially since you started with a ward, is a little overkill. What's up, Trash Bandit? I want to watch like coach this, but I feel like we have to get to the point where you have your 3 level to give any relevant coaching. You're also super obsessed with trying to hit this Neath with abilities. You need to get super obsessed with clearing and rotating. Also, you should be on actually, straight up, if you hold a controller normal, you play Savage. If you hold a controller like a normal human being and you're not the weird claw grip, normal grip, you play Savage. There's no question that none of the other ones even work right. Savage is a layout for what abilities are on what keys. And you do that because you can move both joysticks while still hitting all of your abilities. You don't have to let go of a joystick to hit an ability. So like right now, for you to use half of your abilities, you have to take your thumb off of your right joystick. So like you literally can't aim and use an ability right now because you're not Savage. So like you literally can't play the game right. Your layout keeps you from playing the game correctly. If you have claw grip, I forget what it's called, but there's another layout that's for claw grip. What's up, Prehistoricals? He's doing all right. I mean, he's doing how he's supposed to be. I took him to the doctor today, and he's a little rough. He's just up moving around too much. He went to the hospital to see my my new niece. My sister had a baby, so he went, and he wasn't really supposed to, and I think it wore him out a bit. On the upside though, Ollie went to the vet again today, and I didn't have to spend $150 on another bandage. I only had to spend $65 on them removing some stitches. So it's almost over. His ear looks great.
What the f are you talking about?
Ollie is back to being a normal doggo. He doesn't have his little like head cover thing. This Neath is bullying you so much. Also fighting in the mid lane again. Just because your team is grouping doesn't mean you should be. Just because your team is grouping doesn't mean you should be. A lot of the time, if you're this far behind, you need to focus on farming and let your team do whatever your team is gonna do. I have still not got my new keyboard. The order got... I don't know what happened to the order. They're supposed to be figuring it out today. I'm about to go buy my own keyboard, which is crazy. And I don't really want to because like I get all my shit for free from Corsair, but like I want that keyboard and I'm sure I could go to the store and buy one. Did red get stolen? I mean, everything happening right now is irrelevant. This game it's a close game, but for Miss Jojo, it's chalked. She's pretty much AFK farming level 20 right now. Like anyone who's in this situation at high levels is gonna stop focusing on everything else and just worry about farming and getting their own farm and trying to solo as much farm as possible. You're always running Beats Aegis on Newell, yeah. You're gonna buy it on Thursday? If you get it off their website, use my link. If you don't, I still tweet it at them or something and say you bought it because me. Alpha, you ain't getting shit. So the K75 has F keys. It has like a delete key and everything else, all the keys that I'm missing, which I don't need, but that's like the keyboard I wanted and the keyboard I used to have. And then they have new sound dampening as well as new keys, new switches. So I'm gonna try their new switches. The sound dampening is gonna be an improvement. And then I also have other switches I want to try, so that I've never tried before, called Holy Pandas. I did not, Shweep. My order was lost in the abyss, and they're trying to. I guess tomorrow they're either gonna put in a new one or figure out where it is. Yeah, you literally getting yours before me, and I should have had mine 2 weeks ago. I'm sad.
Take a boo, motherfucker.
This fight is rough. I see, like, you rotating here isn't the worst thing in the world. Good positioning. You should let this guy get deeper in.
It's wild out there.
Good ults. Probably could have ulted earlier, but it's fine. You're good. You didn't freak out. You didn't waste beads. That's very good. Honestly, you played this rotation correctly. So at this point, you need to leave and go farm. I hope you get something here. Okay, that's a huge kill. Realistically, they shouldn't have chased, but they did. So you ended up playing right. If they don't chase, you need to go farm. Like, your mid wave is just going in right now. That's XP you need. These kills are not kills you really can guarantee unless they misplay. They are misplaying. You're probably at a lower MMR, so it's going to happen more often than at higher MMRs. Oh, your sense is very low. Okay, yeah. You're upping your sense. And now you're gonna die because you stayed for too long. So you should have left and gone to farm. Like, just, it's okay to be like, in your head, you need to be like, all right, the fight's over, right? Like, we'll jump back. So this engagement was good. I wish you had ulted when you were back over here, just to make sure you hit everybody. You also, I think you might have stolen a kill if you did that, which would have been more farm for you. Yeah, you could have got that kill. You still get the ult off. That's good. You combo correctly here. You don't use your beads. Beautiful. Gonna let it go back. So him playing up is dumb. I don't know why he's doing this. This is not a kill. It's just straight up not a kill. So that's a bad play from your ADC. You turn back around. You realize they're kind of low. You might be able to do something. That's great. As soon as you combo here, fight's over. Fight's over. Done. Fight's over. You have no ult to get out to buy you safety. This guy's full HP. Fight's over. Leave right here and go fucking farm. Go right W key through the jungle. Grab any loose camps. Kill the blue buff. Go to your lane and start farming, and then just farm. Because you end up that's even without the knowledge of war, that's when you're leaving all day. So you stay, you die. Now you're up again. We've already talked about your builds, so I'm not gonna harp on your builds. You're going right again. Your speed was up. You should have killed that, and you need this wave. Stop running to fights over and over again. I know it's a habit that's formed from casual game modes like arena, assault, everything. You run straight to the fight. Stop running to the fights. You need to acknowledge that you are super far behind where you could be, and you need to go get levels and XP badly so you can stay relevant in this game. You're also playing one of the only gods in the game besides like Neath that can be relevant while splitting and farming with your ultimate. So you can be a part of every fight, even though it's not to the best like capacity. But like now you're just clearing backs and you're clearing them slow. Waves are way more valuable than camps. No jungler wants a back camp over a wave. I mean, the jungler was fighting, so dropping the speed at 18 minutes isn't really stealing it, in my opinion. It's just getting farm.
Enemy team has destroyed the gold fury.
This man just said when he uses Cuckoo, he never gets Aegis unless they're using bottom feeders like Thana, Achilles, or Al Kwang. You found out Shell is more useful. Shell is not more useful. Aegis will mitigate way more damage for you every time if you are using it at all correctly. Shell is never going to be as valuable as Aegis. Whoever told you that or wherever you realize that is just completely wrong. It's not even close to being correct. It's just like 100% wrong. There's no opinion involved. It's just factually, statistically, you're wrong. This is why you guys got to stop trying to learn the game on your own, and you need to learn from people who know how to play it correctly at a high level. Ooh, oh yeah, you don't do any damage. You're just too far behind. You don't have items. You should be in your like building into your fourth item right now. You are very far behind.
I'm sorry in advance.
Why won't it let me? What the fuck is going on? There we go, dude. Shit's being weird. Aegis won't help you if you have 5 men on you? You're still dead, at least take one out before. What? What is Shell giving you a 200 health shield have to do with you having an Aegis that will mitigate and take away 2,000 damage? If 5 people are on you, you're dead. Having that Shell is going to make you get a kill. What your logic is just completely wrong. Like, I don't know what... I honestly can't even process what you're trying to say. It's just wrong. I don't know what to tell you. All right, Miss JoJo. Farm, farm, farm. I know you see this kill. I know you're like, oh shit, he's out of position, which he is. I'm glad, but you should be farming first. You should have been clearing that fucking green buff. You should be doing other shit. You need to make sure you get the, oh. I'm not gonna lie, this is your ADC being dog shit, but you should have been farming that green buff. You should need to farm. Just back next time too. Running all the way back here is just a waste of time.
This item looks OP.
You can't use abilities while Aegis and Shell. Oh my god, we're gonna talk about that in a second. Okay, your Shell is gonna give you a 200 health shield. You do realize that's not even an auto attack from a mage, a jungler, and ADC. That literally doesn't absorb a whole auto attack. So what ability are you getting off in the time that they're just landing an auto attack on you? None. If you Aegis something and you Aegis correctly, you come out of the Aegis and you ult. If that's what you're trying to say, you get your ult off. You can get your ult off out of an Aegis every single time. You Aegis, and if you need to, you beads out of the Aegis to not get CC'd. But realistically, if you're using your Aegis correctly, you've just mitigated the biggest damaging abilities that are going to hit you. That Shell will do nothing. Like, I know I'm breaking up Miss JoJo's coaching here, but like, here, we gotta... What the fuck? Oh, I'm trolling. That's why. So yeah, you're getting... What is that? You're getting like a 300 health shield, 300 to 400 health shield. And early game, you know, it's far less than that. That's the way. That's an upgraded Phantom Shell. Sorry, you're getting 300 health shield. That's it. There's no world where that's outdoing an Aegis in current state of Smite. Okay, Miss JoJo, what? Why the fuck do you have thorns? Thorns? Well,
All my team's buying words.
usually you'll blink. No, Aegis. Beads Aegis. No more blink. You can only go blink if you're a very aggressive player who knows your limitations, and that's gonna be like, you know, your masters level players. Unless you're playing a jungler, like on a mage mid, you're going beats Aegis every game. Just thorns in general is only going to be good on a tank. It's never going to be good on somebody building damage, and even then, that's only a handful of tanks. So at 21 minutes, you're level 15. You're one of the lowest levels in the entire game besides the two supports. This should never happen. Even with 7 deaths, you could be level 18, 19 right now, just because you can farm better than your teammates very easily. Your teammates aren't focused on farming. They've been focused on fighting. So you can take advantage of your teammates fighting so much and just farm everything. Get your levels and your XP up. Unfortunate the 3 didn't connect, but you still get the CC off. They're inting really hard here. Holy crap! This is what every bad, you know, set of players does, is they just overcommit to something they don't need to and throw their lead. So you guys only go down 2k gold. You got a level off of that, which is good. You're grouping a lot, which is a good habit to have, but it's not a good habit to have when you've had a bad early game. Walking forward. Oh yeah, your sensitivity needs to go up like if you're at a 20 right now, you need to be at a 25, but I bet you're at like a 10. So maybe go up to like 15. It's taking you too long to do a 180. You're at 8, go to 16. Try 16. Actually, maybe try 4. Because like 12 is still a little low, I think. You can try 12, but maybe try 16. I think 16 would be, it'll be a big jump. It'll take you a game or two to get used to, but it's just better. The thing is, this game is still winnable, like very easily winnable, and you hitting level 20 is guaranteed to happen.
Ooh, nice loot.
Rod is not really that great on Nuwa. You aren't really looking to spam your abilities and get the rod glyph, and you're really not looking to proc the meteor shard because your ult is usually what you're going to use first in late game team fights. For historicals, I'm excited to get mine, man. I'm literally like begging them to just get it to me.
Ready.
Alpha, you probably aren't as good on assassins because of how you engage fights. You probably engage facing the mages and the hunters, so they're able to hit you instantly, so you lose health and you lose out on your engagements. It might be because you don't ward before you engage, so they know where you're coming from. A lot of those things come into play when you play assassins. That's one thing I was not really good at for a long time at a competitive level, and started to get a lot better at my last 2 seasons. You might be able to turn this. Oh no! Oh, they ate it. Nice. I was gonna say you need to walk towards your teammates there, but it's all good. Sick. You do live. That's really good.
What the Stop hitting me.
Illusionary. You can watch Inbound. You can watch El Leon. You can watch Aurora. I think those would be 3 really good supports to watch. You just have to find where they're actually playing support games. Oh, you watch Genetics? The thing is, you have to look at what they're playing. Like, Genetics playing as honor support is not something you should learn or even waste the time getting into. So like, you have to like realize the pros and high level players do troll and have fun and play other shit. When you should not be doing that. Yeah, like if Bobby's playing Chiron support, don't even pay attention to the match unless you're just watching it for fun. You're not learning that stuff. That is not something you want to do. I wouldn't even waste your time watching Jake. He's always doing dumb shit, and the way he plays ranked isn't not the right way. So it's just, you're not going to learn to play the game correctly. Aurora is a really good to learn from, but hard to mimic early because he's so good and he knows it just has so much information. So he's able to play hyper aggressive. Inbound is probably one of the most consistent win rates I've ever seen for ranks. So he's a good one to learn from when he's playing support. And then El Leon is probably the best aggressive. I win my teammates the game support. Like, he puts his teammates in a winning spot all the time. Alpha, I'm pretty sure as long as you go Jotuns and then Transcendents or Brawlers, and you make sure the build has a Heart Seeker in it and as much, 40% or 30% pen, then the build is good. I like I better than Bumbas. I think I in the Protector is just the best. Oof. You need to try to play farther back here. So in these fights, we'll watch this back and I'll break it down. So this is good positioning for the disengage. They're looking at the W key. Your abilities are up. He ults. You disengage more. That's fine. You get hit. It's gonna happen. You need to. You don't have to walk in a straight line against a Yorm. You could have taken your time to juke. So this is where you mess up. Your 2-3 are up, right? So you should be 2ing here. It'll run. So drop your 2. Look to hit a range 3. I don't know why you have thorns. Still weird. You ult, which is the wrong play because your abilities are up. If you use your abilities, then ult. When you land, your abilities are coming back up. If you do this, your abilities are up when you land. The second problem is you're facing them when you ult. Turn around and ult away. You don't need to look at them. You don't want to move forward into them. You want to move away from them. So this ult positioning and just not using your abilities first was really bad. Because it ends up putting you in a bad spot. You don't even get a combo off on anybody, and you're dead. Yeah, so new alt, you take like 3 steps forward and go into the air, and then you move a little bit more forward, and then when you land either right, like under that new spot or a little bit farther forward. So if you're facing them and they're aggressing, so you're walking at them and they're walking at you, and you're gonna land right in the middle of all of them. If you turn around, you'll walk back 3 or 4 steps, you'll land in a safer spot.
Take a boom, motherfucker. Attack fire giant.
27 minutes, almost 28, and you're only level 17. You have to hit level 20. You need to prioritize. If you play mid, ADC, or jungle, your priority is level 20. Your second priority is full build. Not being at a buff first, not being at fire first, not standing around in the jungle. You need to farm. You are like 6 minutes under leveled. You're like 6 minutes behind in levels, if you could put a number on it. All right, positioning here is really, really bad. Break it down, break it down. It's just you and Osiris.
What the?
Rest of your team doesn't exist. Your Chernobog doesn't have ultimate, right? So if he's gonna go in, first of all, you have health, you have a ward, which is sick. So you're in no rush here. You realize you're in no rush. You do your blue buff. Good, great, fantastic, beautiful, right? Never walk past this point. Even this is kind of a greedy spot unless you see all 5 of them. I realize one of them is on the other side of the map, but you see this Artemis on the other side of the map TPing. So as soon as you see that, you shouldn't be playing towards this side. You should be playing towards the left side, away from where the Artemis is about to TP to. You're also very healthy fire giant. You are in no rush to walk into this fire giant. Art's on your right. You knew she was coming. She showed up on the TP. It makes a noise, everything. Also, your positioning is awkward because this Osiris gets kicked out, and you're kind of in front of him now. You've passed. You are the front line at this stage. This should never happen. You should always be behind your front line. You shouldn't really even be in here. You should be back behind him, just chilling over here, just playing your life, waiting to try to steal fire. You walk in, you give it for 25 whatever from mystical. Your back is now to this guy. You don't even react to him. You have no actives or anything. Your ult is up. You walk into the fire pit because you want to steal. I respect it. At this point, you're going to instant die to the Artemis. So, going for the steal isn't the worst thing in the world. You're just positioning shouldn't have been there in the first place. Oof. Oh, all right. You're super tunnel vision, dude. Super tunnel vision, dude. This guy's at 20% HP. If your first thought is my teammates will kill him, no. Your teammates are never going to kill him. They're your teammates. Every one of your teammates is going to be dog shit. Never rely on them. If you don't even realize he's low, that's a problem. You're way too tunnel visioned on a squishy rather than on a health bar. Always pay attention to HP bars. Whoever's in front of you is usually who you're targeting, especially if their health is lower than the other person. So you could have instantly killed him. He's taunted. You have all your creeps here. This guy should have instantly died. Instead, you threw it towards the Neath. So pay closer attention to who you're actually targeting. And just take your time. Like, you're not in a rush. That was a good job backing off here, realizing your creeps weren't dashing.
They'll never see me coming.
Level, you should be 20 minutes into a match. It depends on how the game's going and the role you're playing. I'd say 20 minutes. If I'm not level 17, 18, I'm probably having a terrible game, or I'm playing the game wrong. If I'm having a great game, I might be getting close to 20 or like level 19. Nah, 20 at 20 minutes is like perfect farm, kills, no deaths. You're playing in a gold game or whatever bracket this is, or anything under masters, and you're not having the game is not being farmed correctly, so it's already going to delay hitting level 20. You're having people that are not splitting or are pulling stuff away or are getting soloed by towers or just doing weird shit, so you have to account for that. I'd say as long as you're level 20 before 25 minutes at the latest, probably like in the 22 to 24 minute range, you should be safe. The closer you hit level 22, 20 minutes, the better you're doing. And if you're hitting it under 20 minutes, you should be having an insanely good game. Oh, mouse. Your teammates, I hate when people defend tier 2s, bro. It's so stupid to even be there. There's no reason to even be standing on a tier 2. Unless it's 18 minutes into the game. Like, it's a super early fire. You can kill that guy. You're targeting, once again, you like see a target and that's all you see. You're not seeing everything around you. Pay attention to health bars. Everyone's very low. Oh, the Phoenix died. The earliest 20 I've ever seen in any season ever, which is it's impossible now, is 14 minutes. It was Baskin on Bakasura. I think like 15 minutes was like 15 to 16 was like perfect gameplay. Janices were hitting it. It was different back then. Nowadays, bro, I think we saw that Charybdis hit level 20 at 17 minutes the other day. 17:30. That's the earliest I've seen all year. Yeah, 17:30 is the earliest 20 I've, like, by far the earliest. It's hyper rare to see that shit. That's like non-stop farming, never missing anything, soloing camps you shouldn't be soloing, having a bunch of kills, getting all the neutral farm, getting all the objectives, or your teammates getting you all the objectives. This is a late Book of Thoth. I don't mind the Book of Thoth overall, like in that slot with the build. It's kind of weird. You're throwing your build off a bit. You don't have enough percent then. At 30 minutes, 20% when you don't have other items that are going to kill squishies faster. So you're not like a squishy killer. You're still just looking for raw damage. You need more pen. Andy hit 17-minute mark. That's probably the fastest this season then. Just a surrender. GG. All right. Well, you have a ton of stuff that's really easy to improve on. Like, I mean, there's like 10 things there that will make you insanely better instantly. The game is going to feel like a different game. You're going to be playing a different Smite as soon as you're building correctly, loving your abilities correctly, and you're not wasting gold on stuff like Health Chalice and upgrading your beads.